Greetings, loved ones. Today we're going to talk about how abusers believe that if their victims have no money, they will stay or they will return. Help us get these messages out. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit the like button and the notification bell. And please share these messages with others because you never know, just by doing so, you could save a life. How can we explore ways to resolve economic dilemmas that hobble survivors? 2 weeks after they meet, he insists on moving into her apartment and pooling their funds in a joint bank account. Then he takes away her ATM card. He forbids her from working, or he moves her to a rural area where she cannot find a job. He makes her late, trashes her clothes, interferes with her transportation or childcare, so she loses her job. He takes her paycheck and she must beg him for money to fund basic needs. He drinks, drugs, or gambles away all their joint funds and deliberately keeps her in a panic about finances. Sensing she's ready to break away, he overspends on their joint accounts or stops paying their bills. And when she tries to move out, she discovers her credit has been ruined. He steals from her. He destroys her belongings. He interferes with her schooling or promotions. He persuades her to sign checks or forges her name, or presses her to sign a prenuptial agreement that takes away her basic financial rights. There are way too many ways for abusers to block their partner's economic independence. When a survivor is financially trapped, it is much harder to break free from an abuser's domination. Financial abuse is one weapon of a multi-pronged strategy of asserting power over a partner called coercive control. No survivor should have to choose between being homeless or living with a partner who beat her, says Jill Davies, an attorney with the Greater Hartford Legal Aid Building Comprehensive Solution to Domestic Violence Initiative. A recent conference on economic justice for survivors called Exploring Strategies at Work, sponsored by the Massachusetts Rural Domestic and Sexual Violence Project, provided innovative solutions and resources to resolve some of the economic dilemmas that hobble survivors with a focus on women in rural areas. Here's a taste of what they offered. Money School. The Elizabeth Freeman Center.org sponsors a path-breaking 5-session series of workshops that helps survivors of domestic and sexual violence take control of their financial situation, repair their damaged credit, and use money to achieve independence and stability in all aspects of their lives. The sessions include a self-assessment, information on debt and lenders, credit, expense tracking, income maximization, resume and interview skills, and individualized financial coaching. The support continues after the course ends with housing, debt, and legal advocacy, and assistance with employment or continued education. One Money School graduate reported, "Money School gave me hope, hope, hope in changing my situation." Another concluded that the Money School taught her how to make a detailed monthly budget, set goals, execute an action plan, foresee bumps in the road, and save money. The Survivor Recovery Fund of the Women's Fund of Western Massachusetts, that's womensfund.net, is dedicated to promoting the recovery of survivors by providing grants to help survivors get back on their feet. The paperwork is minimal, and although the amount of each grant is quite small, it's like around $500, this can make a huge difference. A survivor applies to use her fund for a specific purpose, to buy clothes for a job interview, pay for childcare, take an English class, or put a down payment on her car or an apartment, for instance. This small amount can make the difference between someone surviving in freedom or returning to her trap. So, economic independence. Rural women are typically clustered in traditionally female jobs and earn far less than their rural male counterparts or their female urban counterparts. Connecting survivors to job training programs in non-traditional careers such as in the construction trades or green economy can simultaneously increase their self-esteem and job satisfaction as well as their economic security. Many women gain some measure of economic independence through becoming entrepreneurs. And this might not require large cash investment if they can sell arts, crafts, or other products on websites such as Etsy.com, Foodies.com, Artfire.com, etc. Let's talk about educational advancement. Many survivors have had their education interrupted due to an unplanned pregnancy or the violence itself after a campus sexual assault, or when a controlling and jealous dating partner or spouse makes it impossible for them to attend classes. Innovative programs allow survivors to pursue their education in non-traditional ways. Many community colleges offer evening, weekend, and online classes, and some also offer childcare. An adult degree program, such as the University of Massachusetts Amherst Without Walls program, allows students to complete their bachelor degrees online and offer opportunities to earn credit for writing about certain experiences. For both individuals and communities, education leads to a swifter recovery from economic setbacks. Many years ago, I was a victim of domestic violence, and I stayed with my abuser because I could not afford to pay the rent. I was a single mother with 2 small children and could not afford daycare expenses. I decided to use my prior experience as a bookkeeper and created my own business doing the monthly financials of small businesses who could not afford to hire big house bookkeeping firms and couldn't do the financials themselves. It took 6 months to build my business working from home before I was able to leave that relationship. Creating my own business gave me self-esteem and showed me that I could accomplish anything that I put my mind to. Later, after moving to another location to begin a new life, I discovered there were grants that would allow me to continue and get my college degree. I had dropped my studies previously because I had become pregnant because of rape. You can change the course of your life, one step at a time. And the first step is seeking help. Talk to a local expert on domestic violence and begin your journey to justice and freedom. With 1 in 3 women experiencing domestic violence worldwide, and even more children witnessing the violence, the question is not if you're going to encounter a victim of violence. The question is, what are you going to do when you do encounter them? I say this over and over. You could be the person who saves a life. You are called. We are all called to be champions for justice, and those who suffer violence, they need to know that those who love them and those who don't even know them will step out and reach out to them to give them the help and the courage they need to leave before it's too late. Help us get these messages out. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit the like button, the notification bell, and please share these messages with others. You never know, just by doing so you could save a life. If you're a victim of violence, please listen to me. You've been told lies long enough. The truth is, you are valued, you are loved, you are intelligent, and you are beautiful. God does not want you to suffer violence. He wants you to live free from violence in peace and tranquility. You may feel trapped, but there is a way out. And the truth is, it's not your fault. And if someone says they love you and then they abuse you, that's not love. If you're a victim of violence, please reach out to someone today. If you find yourself in a dangerous situation, dial 911 for help. And if you know of a child who is suffering violence, tell the authorities. In our next episode, we are going to begin a series of teachings on documenting abuse, collecting evidence, and preparing for court. Until then, God bless you.